incarceration. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and commend Evie Litwack, the Executive Director of Witness to Mass Incarceration. The speaker and Evie developed a friendship years ago, and their connection has only grown stronger over time. Evie's personal journey, having been released from prison in 2014 and immediately dedicating herself to building Witness, is truly inspiring. As we gather here today, it is worth noting that Evie will be celebrating her 72nd birthday on July 30th. Yet she continues to work tirelessly, putting in 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I am sure her interns can attest to her unwavering dedication. Speaking of which, this summer Witness has welcomed 32 interns, congratulations, from 14 states spanning over 4 different time zones, including countries as far-reaching as Ethiopia, China, and nations in Europe. This remarkable commitment exemplifies Witness's unwavering dedication to creating social enterprise solutions and fostering a movement for economic empowerment that will generate generational wealth for formerly incarcerated individuals. The commitment shown by Witness to Mass Incarceration in raising awareness and advocating for the rights and opportunities of formerly incarcerated individuals is truly commendable. By providing a platform for them to share their stories, Witness to Mass Incarceration is amplifying their voices and catalyzing change within our society. Thank you. The speaker firmly believes that the economic development of this community will result in a significant reduction in recidivism rates. We strongly believe that by providing formerly incarcerated individuals with the necessary support, quality resources, and opportunities, we can transform their lives, fostering the growth of leaders, entrepreneurs, and advocates. In line with this commitment, the speaker is delighted to support all efforts aimed at improving the lives of marginalized communities, including people of color, indigenous people, and LGBTQIA2S communities. Their empowerment and upliftment are essential components of creating a just and inclusive society. Thank you, Witness to Mass Incarceration, for organizing this event, and to all those gathered here today. Let us join together towards a future where all individuals, regardless of their past, have equal access to opportunities for growth, success, and overall well-being. Now, on behalf of Council Speaker Adams, it gives me great honor to present this proclamation to Witness to Mass Incarceration. On behalf of Adrian E. Adams, the Speaker of the New York City Council, and the Council representative for the Great 28, takes great pride in honoring Witness to Mass Incarceration on the occasion of its 2023 Suitcase Sunday, for its unwavering support to formerly incarcerated people and the many FIP-led businesses and services that are rebuilding lives and strengthening our great city today. And whereas Witness is an exceptional organization that empowers formerly incarcerated people and gives them renewed hope and opportunities to thrive, it is vital to help them, particularly formerly incarcerated women and LGBTQ+ individuals, as they emerge from the criminal justice system and encounter new barriers while reintegrating into society. I'll skip a few paragraphs. Be it known that Adrian E. Adams, the Speaker of New York City Council and the Council representative for the Great 28, gratefully honors Witness to Mass Incarceration and commends the many FIP-led businesses and services that strengthen New York City. Signed this 16th day of July in the year 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Here, take a picture.
I think I'm gonna step down. Listen, it's great to be a representative, I think, of the people who have been pushed into the margins of life. It's bad enough when you are sent to prison for a crime that you may have committed, and you're told that you're going to be able to pay your debt to society and then be returned to society a whole human being. But we know that that doesn't happen. We know that we are continuously penalized over and over again for a mistake that we may or may not have made. And the great thing about today is that we get the opportunity to show people that we are human beings as well, that we deserve an opportunity to thrive in society, because some of the best minds were locked behind bars. And when I think about my case, the Central Park jogger case, this is something that happened 34 years ago. I call it a case that keeps on giving, a gift that keeps on giving, if you will. Because fortunately for us, one of the main characters that vilified us, who took out large ads in New York City's newspapers, became the future president of these United States. And he did a bang-up job, I would say, at that. But I think also the fact that he's also facing justice in a way, the same kind of justice that eluded us, because they say that you're innocent until proven guilty. But many of you know when you enter the prison industrial complex, a large majority of the people there look just like us. And so we found out that we were seen by the color of our skin and not the content of our character, that they looked at us and deemed us guilty, and we had to figure a way out. Even if they found out early on that many of the stories that were being told were false, they still turned a blind eye and continued to persecute us. The Central Park jogger case has so many gifts, I would say. It's almost like a lesson plan on how not to do the wrong thing. Because the worst thing about our case is that there was a young woman named Lourdes Gonzalez who was murdered after they arrested and criminalized us. She was raped and murdered by the real rapists of the Central Park jogger. But that young lady could have been alive today. She was a young pregnant Latina woman who was married. And her story is only retold through her victimizer and her murderer. And it's a really, really awful story when you understand all of the parts. Because he could have been locked away and that life could have been saved. I sit on the board of the Innocence Project. And when I tell you, as you all know, that there are not just one person, two persons, a handful of people who have been freed from the prison industrial complex, but hundreds of people through the efforts of the Innocence Project alone have been freed through DNA evidence. And we know that that's not enough, because when we look throughout the nation, we see that thousands of people are being freed by the innocence networks throughout the nation. But we know that that's not enough, because there's a large majority of people that we've met who said they don't even have DNA evidence in their case. They have only false accusations. And some of the people who built their careers off of our backs lived a really great life and went to their graves having been made to believe that they did the great work of locking up criminals. We're not criminals. As a matter of fact, that very definition that they try to make you believe about yourself is what causes most of us, not those of us who are here, because what I see here are people who have said, if they're not going to provide a table, literally, I'm going to pull my table up to the sideway of life and participate. But when I think about how they move, the biggest challenge is to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that you were not born a mistake, that you in fact were born on purpose, that you in fact have a purpose. Even though the system may be trying to make us believe that we were born mistakes, those of us who really believe that, we begin to move throughout our lives as if we are mistakes. And I want the world to see what is happening here. Because witness to mass incarceration is not just about what happened to people who have been pushed into the margins of life, to people who have been told, stay over there, don't participate, we'll take it from here. What about our lives? But witness to mass incarceration is also an opportunity for us to be able to see that we want to participate. And we have to participate. Because as I learned through the voting process, non-participation is participation. If we don't use our voice, just like with the, I'm going to say this in a reverse way that they have presented Miranda. If we don't use our voice for us, our voice will most certainly be used against us. And so we have to speak up. We have to speak out. We have to speak life into us primarily. And we have to become a light that shines in the darkest enclaves of society, the truth that we're supposed to be here. So I thank you for allowing me this moment to be able to share part of my journey, and I can't wait to see what's next. So thank you.
Can we make some more noise for Yusuf? Salam. Yes, thank you for sharing your story. All right, I have another speaker up for us. We're going to keep it rolling. If you haven't already been able to walk around, see of our wonderful vendors and folks around, please make sure you do so. Next up, I am introducing Assemblywoman Alicia Heidman. She's a proud advocate for education. From working at the university level to serving on the Community District Education Council, she is always focused on directing high-quality resources to students. Please welcome to the stage Alicia Heidman.
So remind me now that when he gets sworn in as a council member, not to speak after Yusuf Salam. Your story resonates with this audience, so let me just tell you a little bit. I am the assembly member of the communities Rosedale, Laurelton, Springfield Gardens, Adelaide Park, Hollis, and Jamaica, and we're standing in Assemblywoman Cook's district, who has been the Assemblywoman for over 30 years, and it's on her shoulders that I stand. So right behind you is August Martin High School, and this used to be one of the hardest schools to get into in the city of New York. It now has about 5 schools in one building, and the original August Martin High School is one of the highest graduating students who graduate with aviation high school diplomas and culinary arts. And some of those students in the aviation program go right to work for major airlines before even going to college because of the demand in pilots. So we have gems here in Southeast Queens, and it's most appropriate that we have witness to incarceration right here. I just met Ms. Litwack, and now I'm hearing the story about funding. So what I know is this: being in the assembly, we just passed clean slate because we know that a lot of individuals are formerly incarcerated. When it comes time to apply for employment, you are barred because of your record. So passing clean slate this last legislative session means that you're going to be evaluated on what you can do in your experiences. And the part about your history, your formerly incarcerated history, should be after the fact, after you've been made the offer, after you've gone through the doors, after you've proved that you can do the work. So I'm proud to be part of an assembly that passed, raised the age, that changed bail reform in this state because of the examples we see and because of the overly incarcerated black and brown faces that are in our unjust justice system. So as an assembly member who grew up in this community, formerly undocumented immigrant, I just know how much Queens means to me and how much you mean to me. So I saw the rain, and I was like, they're not going to have it. And then we called, and they said, yes, they're having it. Because it doesn't stop you when it rains outside. It doesn't stop a dream or a mission. So I'm going to work with you to make sure that we make this the 3rd, the 4th. I'm going to work with our council member, Majority Leader Adams, to make sure this is a widespread event, because we know in Southeast Queens, we help feed the prison pipeline for the precincts that we have in here, the 103rd, the 113, and the 105th. While reform is coming, it's taking longer than we need it to take. So once again, my name is Assemblymember Hyman. This has been a great event. I'm looking forward to December, when it's indoor, when we can get our holiday shopping on. But please support the businesses